Hold on, let me get 1 second. Let me get my other phone.
Okay. Kumbe ile kitu alikuwa anasema eti alipigia nani simu na akamuonesha nini, akamuonesha mboro yake ilikuwa ukweli.
Hold on.
Ni majabu yenu hii.
So this is what I sent to Biggie. After I got that message, alinitumia hiyo message, he forwarded it to me. Hata nimetoa hizo manamba za huyo dem kustaki kuonyesha, but I just showed the message, So this is what I sent to Biggie. And you can see, ukiangalia, unaweza ona hii ni hiyo message, alafu nikamblock. And then I unblocked him so I can send him this message before I blocked him again. So nikamwambia, I don't need anything from you. Please keep my name off your nonsense with you and that woman. You and her have no difference, to be honest. Irresponsible, reckless, and selfish. You have been home from the hospital for 2 days, but you have spent 10 hours a day on TikTok, but you cannot find 1 hour to go see your innocent babies. I want nothing to do with you ever again. Let this be the last conversation of us. Good luck to you. Let me tell you why I sent that message. I picked up Biggie from the hospital on Tuesday. I took him on Tuesday. We were home. Alikuwa home by Tuesday at about 5 p.m. That day he never went live on Tuesday. Alisema hata na leo na nimechoka nitalala. Wednesday, that's when he opened live. Akaenda, aka-address Nyako in the morning. About 1 or 2 p.m., that's when I called him kumwambia ni downloadie hiyo live ile ya huyo dem when we met. Akase, alafu nikamuuliza, actually our exact conversation was like, hey, uko aje? Mimi niko poa. Nikamuuliza, umemaliza kuaddress Nelson? Hata ndio ulimaliza, umeaddress Nelson, umemaliza? Cause niliona ile live yake ya asubuhi. Akaniambia hata sijamaliza, kuna kitu nimesahau. Nikamwambia okay, sawa basi. Wewe nifanyie hivi, ukimaliza nitumie hiyo live recording ya ile siku nilimit udem. Hadi nikamwambia udem, I think that day alikuwa amevaa dress ya red. He had put me on speaker so people could hear what I was saying. Or whatever, hata kama ameiweka hivi, watu walisikia. But haikuwa moshene or anything. I just was like, kavenye naweza sema mtu anitishe kaa sahi. Diana ukiniambia, Steve, nitumie hii live recording ya hii live yako because I was involved in it. Please send me this because of something I need. Nena kutumia because there is nothing I'm hiding. There is, si ujinga. It's straight up. But he had me on speaker. Meanwhile alikuwa kwa hiyo live. Akaona, ndio akaanza kuniaddress kwa comment section. Mimi niliambiwa na watu, mimi adini meno. Mimi natumiangwa tu ma screenshot na zimejaa kwa phone yangu. So oh shit, where was I going with this? So that day, so home on Tuesday, Wednesday address Nyako in the morning, evening get back on live for about 8 hours. That was on Wednesday. Thursday, asubuhi na mapema ako live. Mimi niliambiwa na watu, nikaenda nikamkuta. My main account was disconnected, so I was going with the pseudo account. Nikamkuta ako hapo, mavita zimejaa nini Sonkei akakuja nini. And on Thursday night, that's when I sent him this message of saying, you have been home from the hospital for 2 days, but you have been spent 10 hours a day on TikTok, but you can't find an hour to go see your kids. bibi yake Angela, Angie, alikuwa anamubeg, Biggie, you are the reason why I'm staying here before I go back to Florida. Nilikuwa nataka utoke Hosi, sitaki kuleta watoto wakuji wakuone Hosi. I want you to get out of the hospital ndio uone watoto before we go back. But he spent 2 days on TikTok. I mean, since he left the hospital, na ni mtu anashinda akiwaambia guys, ati sijui, hebu angalieni, nilikuwa karibu nikufia hapa hivyo, sijui wal. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, tuko Saturday, live every single night. But he has not been able to have, it's not my kids. But guy, like your flex is saying that you have 5 kids. Ati I have 5 kids. Ati Steve, mtoto wangu wa pili ndio anakaa mtoto wako. Just because you have 5 kids, does that make you a responsible dad? I'm not saying you yes or no, but that should not be your flex. Ati just because you have 5 kids, the total, the quantity of your kids, the quantity does not determine you are a responsible person to take care of those. I'm not saying you, I'm just saying if I have 5 kids and I was not seeing them, I would not call myself, if the dads were like, watu wako na watotos mama, just because I have those, I would not be the first one to stand up, because that's not how it works. It's not just because of a name. It's because of you have responsibility. A responsibility. That child is an innocent child. Has nothing. They are innocent. Hawajui juu ama chini. Wewe ni juu na chini yao. But I swear to God, na ndio nimewaambia watu ni nyinyi hii TikTok, you don't like telling each other the truth, and you like lying to each other, guys. You like lying to each other. Tell each other the truth.
But you also have to admit that at some point you played a role in enabling Big Daddy's behavior, because you decided to buy alcohol for a man when you're that old with all those kids without a job, and you were buying him alcohol for $700. At some point, when you're also holding Big Daddy accountable, you also have to accept that there are some people in his circle, including you, that enabled his behavior, you know? Yeah. And then he's where he is because there are so many people enabling Big Daddy. People like you, people like Alwatch, people like Sonkei, people like Joy. These are the women that have enabled Big Daddy. That is why he is where he is. Kama sahi Joy amekaa na Big Daddy kwa nyumba. Si ako kwa nyumba ya Joy. How embarrassing is that? Like, why would she even be okay with that? This is a man that is not just... Let me tell you one thing about a man that is abusive. Mwanaume mwenye ako abusive. And Joy, this is my message to you because you're my friend. Mwanaume mwenye anaweza tusi mwanamke mwingine, anaweza kadhalilisha mwanamke mwingine, hata wewe atakuja kukudhalilisha. I'm telling you, ile siku Big Daddy atakuja hapa kutoa Joy manguo. Aya, let us wait and you'll see. Because this is a man who does not want to be responsible for anything. He does not want to be responsible for anything or accountable for anything. Everything about his life is being blamed on people. Kila kitu ya Big Daddy ni watu wamemfanyia. Watu ndio wamefanya amefika pali yuko. Watu ndio wamemharibia. Watu ndio wataki afanye kazi. Watu hata hizo mimba zenye amepatia wanawake ni watu ndio wamefanya amewapatia mimba. Hata watoto wake wote wako kwa hii dunia kwa sababu watu ndio walishika mboro yake hivi na nini na stairs wakiingiza kwa kuma za wanawake. I am telling you, this man and his toxicity, it's never going to end because I've said it time and Big Daddy is an abuser. Ni narcissist kabisa. Na anajua kutumia manipulation tactics and ni vile tu saa ingine tunapenda kuchambana, but if you look at the women wenye wamekuwa kwa mikono ya Big Daddy, they are not okay. Ukiangalia Alwatch is not okay. Alwatch can barely even be coherent. Like hata akiongelelea kitu, she can't keep it straight. She's only okay when she's around Big Daddy. She's not okay. I mean, and Alwatch is married, by the way, guys. Ako na bwana yake. na ndio mnamwona anachizikianga Big Daddy. It's the cycle of abuse. What it does into the brain of the victim is so catastrophic that the victim thinks they cannot live without their abuser. That is what usually happens. And ndio maana unaona kuna pattern ya characteristics za wanawake yenye Big Daddy anachagua. Angalia, Sonkei. Women with low self-esteem, wanawake wenye hawajitambui, hawana mbele nyuma, east or west. That's why he picks on his particular victim. Someone like Joy Joy, I'm completely shocked. Unaona? Hata hiyo story yake nimeshindwanga hata kuiongelelea because she's a person I consider very brilliant. Nimeshtuka hata nimeshindwanga hata kuongea. Sasa ona, huyu mama lao ndio huyu bado amemfuata mpaka huku ati ana beg watoto waende akaone watoto. Like seriously? You don't force a father to understand fatherhood.
Dana, wacha nikwambie, let me tell you this one thing that this one I'm gonna defend Mama Lao right here. Diana, if and by the way, I'm gonna say this. Atuko hapa ku team up na Diana ati to destroy Big Daddy or talk about shit about.
Mimi nikuwe na team na mwanaume koma.
I know. Atuko hapa team up and no. We are just having a conversation that is actually real. Na kama Big Daddy kama naongea uongo, please. Mimi hii story naongea leo na sitawahi ku address ever in my life. Ever again. This inaishia leo. Let me tell you what did you guys think? Well, Diana nikuulize, when you had Mama Lao ako huku, Anzi ako huku, what did you think? What was like what was your first like assumption? Alikuja kufuata nani?
No, that was not my assumption because there are
What
things
did you think?
wacha nikwambie, there are things you people don't know that we know.
Yeah.
I need you to remember, me and Mama Lao have been in communication. Umeelewa? And Mama Lao was supposed to find, a place plus her kids.
Yeah.
Unaelewa? So there's some things that as women, we worked behind the scenes. So me, I was very aware Mama Lao was going to Seattle. I was. So and her going to Seattle, I knew was not because of Big Daddy. That one I know for sure. She was going to start her own life after being, in the situation that she was in. So I was very aware. So the only thing that I found very puzzling about the whole situation was when now details came out about, arguments and her wanting to...
Let me correct you, Dana.
Yeah.
That's a leo ndio nakucorrect. Hello. Mama.
Hello?
Hi, ni Biggie. Uko aje?
Niko poa.
Manze mimi nimelazwa hospitali. Na unajua naweza kufa any time. Na unajua bado tuko married.
Sasa unakufa na hata hujaona watoto, ndio nimekuja huku.
Unakuja na watoto. Nataka uwe power of attorney. Ukuja huku hivi as soon as you can.
Nikuje na watoto ama nilete watoto kwa Aki usiongee hivyo Big. Aki please usiongee hivyo.
Hata kama utachukua train.
Steve Nice wewe ni mjinga kumbavu kabisa. Sasa tuko kwa simu alafu nacheka. What's wrong with you? Mwanaume nini bana? Koma.
Big Daddy alipigia Angie. Akamwambia kuja Washington. I want you, in case of any medical decisions, I want you to be my power of attorney. Angie was not to come to Washington. She came because Biggie called her, told her, I need you right now to come and make decisions. When Biggie was in operation room, and akirecover kule hivyo amepigwa anesthesia and everything, the doki called Anzi, hey, Bonako ametoka operation, ako stable, sahi ako PCU, he's gonna be going to ICU very soon. Mumeambiwa ati mwanamke sijui amekuja kutoka Florida, amenifuata huku hivi, hata sijui alikuja lini, hata sikuwa najua. Behind the scene. Hey.
What happened to the other power of attorney? I'm the POA. I'm the POA. So what happened? How did she show up? Because this is where I want to understand what's happening. Because the POA also was in Seattle at this time. I'm the POA. I've just arrived.
Sasa wacha nikwambie, nilisikiza live ya Angie. Anaitwa Angie ama Angela? Angie. Angie. Kiki the Boss alikuja na akadanganya hii live. Alisema mimi mimi niliambia Angie. So, okay, they are still legally married. What happened is they went file a divorce, they took it to court, but they never showed up to court.
Court date. They both did not show up.
Yes, so the thing, the marriage which atiwali nini basically got thrown. Maumbwa, amutaki kudivorciana, sawa, bye, and then kujeni siku ingine. Still legally married. Biggie calls the ex, the wife, which is the wife, come, kuja Washington. Mimi niko hospitali, nataka kufa very soon, but I want you to be the power of attorney. You can make decision on my, medical bills and whatever decisions. Akakuja. When
I'll watch baada kwa hapo chini kwa comment section. I'll watch baada kwa hapa kwa comment section ama ameenda. Nyaugenya Kagere.
Acha niwaambie. What he said is I'm not gonna. If you don't know, that's what they call me a lot. If you don't know, you don't know. I'm not gonna tell you.
But why do you make this woman your POA and have traveled all the way? Why? You cannot do that. Unacceptable. I'm a smart woman. You can't do this to me. I can't accept this. This is wrong. This is wrong, God. This is wrong. This is America. This is the United States of America.
Wacha kudu, I swear, Aki always nifanya niwe serious. But that's the whole thing. Like watu wanasema ati she was foreign the Sijumbujulus or anything. She actually came because she came because she was called to come. Like she was coming to...
your story is not making sense to me because this lady... No, I'm just going to ask you. This lady came to Seattle after Big Daddy had gone through his procedure. She did not sign any paperwork. So how is she relevant after the procedure? Because if she was needed for him before surgery and she was not there before surgery, how then is she being relevant after surgery? You know, like sometimes some things you people say, you need to understand you're talking to people.
No, Diana, like, okay, there was nothing that was needed for her to do. Basically, she could have stayed the whole time Angeka, Florida, and not needed. There was no major decision that needed life and death decision where Biggie was out and needed a power of attorney. There was never, not even close to that. Unaona?
Yeah.
But what he did was, and this is this, Biggie had always told me, she should move here because there's jobs. Washington has very, very job opportunities, mostly for nurses. Hata kama ni LPN, BSN, like it's healthcare industry is booming here and they make money. So he always said like, hey, I would like her to come here because she can make good money. He never needed her. Like there was no decision where he was like incoherent, like I can make decisions. No. But alimwingisha box kumambia, kuja, I want you to come because just in case. Like are you know
hapo ndio nataka kukucorrect uelewe ya kwamba Angie did not come to Seattle for Big Daddy. Unanisikia? That's the correction I need you to get. Because before Big Daddy went into surgery, Angie had already made plans to be in Seattle. And they had nothing to do with his sickness. They had everything to do with her livelihood and her opening a new chapter in her life. Because behind the scenes, there are people who are having conversations with her. There are people who are mobilizing and organizing stuff for her. So I think it was just a coincidence. And then another
But
thing,
why,
one thing that I know he did,
when we
one
were
thing I
leaving the
know he
hospital,
did,
alikuwa anataka anasema
najua alikuwa anatumia situation yake ya ugonjwa to make these women, to blackmail them that he's kind of in a very bad place, anakufa or something. You remember he kept on saying that, oh, I've gone through a 3-hour surgery, 3-hour surgery.
3 hours, ilikuwa 45 minutes.
People have been in surgery for over 12 hours, and no one has been sent panic attacks, So Big Daddy, I think he was just using the fact that he was in the hospital to make whoever he wanted to make feel like he's dying the next minute. You could see it even in the way his behavior. He comes to life, anataka kuwaexposia hiyo scar yake pale ameshoneshwa, aanze kuambia vile amekuwa huko ndani, he was in a bad place, unaona?
Yeah.
And yeah, that is what he was doing. He was just trying to whip up people's emotions. Kukuja na hiyo kichwa yake yenye ilikuwa sasa inakaa kama nini? Inaitwaje, pumpkin yenye imefinywa. Alikuwa anakuja sasa ndio watu waone huruma. Unaona, because I could see people like akina Cookie hapo. But Cookie ana Big Daddy, hiyo yote ni vile umeshonwa.
Guys. I think wameweka cardboard hapa.
This is serious. Si unaiseni ujinga. Oh God. Mimi nakumbuka wanawake wakipanda huko wakimwambia this is serious. Oh my God. Aki, we thank God. Aki, Mungu ni mwema. Mungu ni mkubwa.
Oh my goodness. I respect, you know what,
alafu anawaambia hapo, manze mimi ningekufa jo.
Alafu Biu, by the way, bali nilicheka, alisema, guys, acha niwaambie, kuna watu tuliingia nao hiyo operation room na hawakutoka.
Nilisikia Arwa akimwambia Big Daddy manze, hiyo kitu inakaa ilikuwa serious. Ulisema ni tumor ama ni clot? Walitoa hizo zote mbili. Big Daddy is serious. Hata umeponea. Ombe tu Mungu sasa, vile vitu zimefanyika inabidi ombe Mungu ndio sasa uendelee kwa poa. You have to support Big Daddy. Roach naye. Hebu nene. Big Daddy. Hebu nene. Biggie. Huo ni Roach. Biggie. This is serious.
I swear utaniua. Well, literally utaniua. Hebu niite baby mama akuja kwa hapa watani mfano.
Hiyo inaitwa blackmail. Hiyo inaitwa blackmail, unajua? Unajua Roach, wacha niwaambie, Roach, Arwa wakipatana kwa live na huyo Cookie, wanafanya Big Daddy anakani kama yani ni maiti iko karibu kuingia kwa sanduku. Ni kama Big Daddy ako karibu kuingia kwa sanduku yake.
I think I'm gonna say
they know how to make him look like he's dying the next minute. They know.
And you know why? You know what? To be honest, that's very selfish of them, because Roach, Arrow, ni watu wako na majob zao. They have their shit together. They have their life together. Wanaweza kuwa kwa live ya Biggie because hawako job. They are off. Wako home, wamepiga masaa zao. Kama mimi tumelala, it's always day and night. Kama saa hii uko ni usiku, wako off. Biggie anaweza kuwa live all day, wako home, wamechill because it's night time. Biggie, and that's what I told him. You are wasting time with people who they are all over the world. wako Germany, wako Switzerland, maybe hata Canada. Aro anafanyanga usiku. So he's during the day they are sleeping, but they are kind of like me. That's the same we do. Naeka live nasikiza tu hivi kana nalala hivi na chill hapa hivi nasikiza live nini. But I went to my work and I finished. Big na yeye ng'ombe hajaenda kazi. Amekuwa live akifanya tap guys. Tap guys.
Yo. Alafu,
Yes.
Mama Lao, wacha tu nikuambie. Stay away from Kiki the Boss King. Kiki ni muongo.
Kiki is a snake.
Yeah, nimekuambia kuwe careful na Kiki. Kiki ni muongo.
Wacha sasa nikwambie. Sasa what Kiki did.
Niambie.
Kiki did this and shame on you Kiki. Kiki came on Damani's live akasema ati wacha niwaambie guys. Mimi nilienda walikuwa na fight Anzi na Biggie wana fight and I wanted them I was in the middle. I was trying to bring them together hadi to a point where Angie wanted to go to the nursing station ya hiyo ya hospitali yaseme Joy askuje hii hospitali muweke, and I'm the one who told her, I convinced her to not go do that. Guess what? It was the opposite. She went to Mama Lao akamwambia enda pale uambie nursing station Joy asikuje huku. Lakini ye alikuja akageuza akasema mimi nilimwambia.
What?
Si yako hapa simuulize.
So hiyo ndio vita yenye ilikuwa. Now, so which means alikuwa anataka kuleta vita huko OC. Kiki, you are a python.
Anzi, Mama Lao, am I lying or am I telling the truth?
Kwanza kuko na vita yote nini kwa hospitali. That was just a story that Boscan brought on TikTok and we were just going with the flow. There was never a fight. There was no fight ever occurred even between me and Aloch, but because majirani alileta TikTok, tukasema tukuji kukanusha hapa anything. Hata si nilikutumia message Diana. Nikakwambia I'm just going.
Lakini hiyo naye najua ilikuwa uongo, lakini naulizia.
Ilikuwa tu uongo, hata nilitumia Diana.
Huyu na Kiki akiwa hospitali alikuambia uende ukaseme vile Steve amesema.
No, Kiki hakukuwa na fight ati between mimi na Big Daddy ati ndo Kiki akasema ati sijui nienda. Kiki alisema tu niko na powers za kutoa Joy aka Mary kwa visitation asiwahi kuja kwa hospitali. Nikamwambia I don't wanna be petty like that na yeye because najua alishawahi kwa hapo because alisema uko na powers, you are the wife, like you can do anything because Joy alikuwa ameenda ameka huko ameandikisha na vitu kwa hivyo kwa hospitali. And initially I didn't want to take them off. I was like,
ati Joy alikuwa ameandikisha na nini kwa hospitali?
Diana nataka chai. Joy alikuwa ameandikisha na vitu huko, when alipeleka Big Daddy kwa hospitali. So Big Daddy could not fill out the paperwork. So Joy took that initiative of filling out the paperwork for Big Daddy. So when nilienda kwa na station na ulizia information ananiambia iko hivi. I'm like kwani ni aje? Nikapigia Aloch simu nikamwambia Aloch, Joy aka Mary ameandikisha na hivi kwa hospitali nini. Hata Aloch akaniambia wewe badilisha, but mimi nikasema hapana, sitaki kubadilisha anything. So baadaye ndo wase wengi wakaniambia kwa nini vitu zinaribiwa kwa hospitali and that's hiyo si ukweli. Go wewe unajua what is true, go badilisha hospitali. So that's when nilienda nikabadilisha. Hata niliuliza Big Daddy, I'm going to change. Big Daddy akaniambia it's okay, and I went and I changed everything in the hospital.
Na huyu yeye ndiye alipigia Aloch vile Big Daddy alikuwa anatetemeka.
Yeah, because he could not call anyone, so he told her to call to call some people. Hata si alinitafuta kwa everybody. And let me make it very clear, yes, mimi na kina Diana and so many people we were talking behind the tent, and I was either come to Washington or go to another state. Diana knows that. But the thing is, sikwata nime make it to Washington when Big Daddy was sick. When Big Daddy now was sick is when I made it to Washington. I had not even been to Washington yet. before akwe mgonjwa. I was not. I was still in Florida.
Kuja juu ya ugonjwa yake ama?
Yeah, so venye alinipigia simu
nimekwambia Diana na wewe unaniruka.
Yeah, alinipigia simu. He called me from alinipigia with one of our very close friend. I mean, to me she's very close. Alinipigia kwa hiyo friend nikamwambia, hey, mwambie ninamuishi mazuri, ninamuishi quick recovery. And that was it. Nikanyamaza. Watu wakaanza kusema, ai, kwani wewe umesema tu Huruma ni estate? Nikasema, mimi, watanipatia update what is happening, like, sitaki tu story mingi. But then akanitafuta tena akisema anataka anipe power of attorney. Ukisikia mtu anasema akupatie power of attorney na ako ICU, of course itakunini, itakusumbua akili kidogo, like, what is happening. Na huyu ni mtu mwenye uko na watoi na yeye. So nikasema nikanyamaza. Akanitafuta paka na strangers, people are calling me.
Lakini sijauliza kwa ubaya. Big Daddy hata akikupatia power of attorney, you are power of attorney for what? Big Daddy owns nothing.
No, and it's not power of attorney for owning stuff. Big Nani, unajua in the hospital you can give power of attorney in case of anything. That person can make decisions on your behalf if you cannot make any decision. That was the purpose. What not materialistic.
But let's just be honest. Big Daddy would not have failed to get medical attention because he didn't have a power of attorney. He would have still gotten attention in the hospital.
He could have gotten, but I'm just telling you what he told me. So when nilienda hapo nikaona sinidi hata hii power of attorney. Ako tu vizuri, he's very coherent, he's using all, akili yake bado iko intact, memory yake bado iko intact. I was like, I don't need this power of attorney, but then, sikuiguzia, sikufanya anything. Nikatoka tu hosi hiyo day.
It was not that important anyway. That's just me saying it. Unaona? And also mimi nashangaa. Yes, umesema alikuwa ni baba wa watoto wako na kila kitu, like, so, or you are doing it in terms of humanity because you felt like this is the father of your child.
Of course it's still gonna be. That one I can never erase it. Of course it's gonna be all the time. Every day.
Has he seen your children now? Ameona watoto sahi.
Steve amewaambia hapo, mimi sitaki stories sijui na leta sijui macha sijui za watoto.
Tunaulizia
I called him because after hospital I told him, hey, I was supposed to leave, but then he was not discharged, and since I was already with kids in Washington, I was like, he can see his kids. So, when I left hospital, even Steve had me. Nikimuuliza, when you are being discharged, I want to go back home. I come with kids so that you can see kids before, when they're home, because unajuanga anakuanga he place. I didn't want hiyo kitu ya kusema, you brought kids, and by American law, Diana Ross, I have to always go by the law. If I slide a little bit, it's gonna go against me. You know very well. All the time I have to play smart and I have to play by the law. So nikampigia simu nikamuuliza, hey, Steve alikuwa hapa, nikimuulizia swali. Akasema no, Steve ako hapa anaweza nipatia ride. Kiki the boss ilifaa kuje.
Lakini sielewi hizi law unasema. Why is it the law that is always about? Why is it? I'm just asking in general. Why does it, when it comes to the law, why does it always apply to you playing safe while Big Daddy does not?
Because by the law, if a father wants to see the kid,
by the law, I'm just saying, by the law, Big Daddy is the person who should be taking care of his kids without being asked.
And I want to ask you a question, Diana Ross. If a father asks, I want to see the kids, should I not give him the kids? Nimwambie no, that's against the law to say no to a dad when he wants to see his kids.
Who said so? A dad that does not care of his kids, he can go fuck himself. There is no law that will arrest me. A man that is a deadbeat has no right to ask me anything about a child.
Diana knows better.
Yes, I am telling you the truth. There is nowhere that you are forced to take the kids to see Big Daddy. He is supposed to be taking care of his kids voluntarily.
Well, without being asked. If he asks to see his kids, You have to make sure he sees his kids.
Who said so? Which law says that?
That's
Where?
the issue.
Where is the law
Diana,
that says
have
that?
you ever been to a family court? Have you
What?
ever consulted
Yes,
a
I
family court
have.
lawyer?
I have been to a family court, and you don't have currently any custody issues with Big Daddy, so there is no way what you're saying applies. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo.
Okay, sasa
Yeah, I'm just telling you the truth. Acheni kufall for this blackmail, ya Big Daddy. Listen, I know that he's the father of your kids and that will never change. That's a fact. But what is true is that he is not a responsible father. From your own words and from experience and from the way he says, and even today, up to now, you've been begging for him to go see the kids.
I want you to omit the word begging. I did not beg him. I only called one time and Steve Nice was there. I only called one time to ask him, hey, are you going to see the kids? And he lied. He hasn't been discharged from the hospital yet.
And that should make you worry. That should make you worry.
And yet he had already been discharged to the hospital. Ako hapo na Steve Nice. So
imagine, that is not just about the children. That is also about you as a person. The amount of disrespect he has for you. For him to lie to you that he's still in the hospital while he's already discharged. That is so disrespectful, which means he has no respect for you. He's okay with lying to you. And that's a problem, you know. That's what I'll say, unajua. And I've always said it, na bado narudia. There's a lot of people that may not tell you the truth, or you might not want to hear from me because maybe you think I'm being too judgmental. But it's so important for you to start prioritizing yourself and read the room. The fact that you've had children with someone does not necessarily mean that person has to be in your life or in the lives of the children. And let me tell you, a man that has no respect for the mother of his children will never ever respect his children.
Well, I know that for sure. I'm just saying made a way for him to see his kids. Now, if he fails,
why is it your job to make a way for a grown
because I have the keys to him, Diana Ross.
Why is it your job? Why is it your job? This is the thing you're not getting. Hii ndio kitu moja uelewi.
Wewe na uelewi na huyu nilipatia huyo lawyer.
It is not your job.
Wewe uelewi. Wewe
wacha nikwambie. It is not your job. It is not your job. It's not your job to teach a man.
And I'm not teaching nobody. You're not understanding what I'm telling you. I'm not teaching nobody. I'm just saying when he requested, when he requests me to see the kids, then I'll be like, yes, I'm bringing the kids. Now, if he fails, sitashughulika. Ask for that Steve Nice, he was there. Once alisema hivyo, I did not call again. I did not bother again. I did not do anything again because I was like, okay, you already said you want to see the kids. I already made an effort. You already failed. That's it. And wewe ulinipatia Tony. Unaongea hapo but wewe ulinipatia ma legal wewe Diana wewe and you know very
well. Mimi na ndio maana nimekuambia ni mimi na mimi sina anything to hide. Ni mimi nilikupatia all the legal connections. Me I don't hide anything. Mimi hata kama tumepanga kuua mtu na wewe nitasema hapa.
So
unafikiria mimi naogopa kusema? Mimi siogopi mtu kuja kusema vitu.
Yeah, so you should know every time when I'm doing anything, I'm going by the legal advisory all the time.
Hapo naye
all time.
Hapo anyway, mimi sijaiona fatherhood yenye nakuwa post, but I wanted you to remember something. You said that you went and changed everything so that you are kind of makaratasi na kila kitu pale. In my little knowledge, I think that means that in case anything happens to Big Daddy today, even his debts, you're going to be responsible for them.
Well, even if I had not changed anything, if anything happens to Big Daddy, even to debt, with no documentation, they will look for me.
Yeah, you're still legally married.
Yes, I'll be the first.
Yeah. I know that you're still legally married, yes, but then now there are some commitments that when you make, it makes it a bit different.
Committed. If Big Daddy's right now, he is in a very critical condition and they will search and they will find he's still married and all my information will pop up. They will look for me, Diana Ross. You know very well.
Is there pride in that?
There is no pride in that. I'm just telling you because
me, I would not be proud about Mimi. I would not be proud about being looked for to as Nini said. There's no pride in that.
There is no pride, but that's a responsibility that you take when you go and have a marriage certificate with somebody. Until we get divorced, you know very well. It's not a pride, but it's just something that they will still look for me.
So you're hoping that he can still see the children.
I'm not gonna answer that because I'm not here pertaining kids. Why would I come with the story of kids up in TikTok? I'm not. I'm just saying whatever I had here. I've been here listening, and that's what nilipanda juu kusema. That's all. I'm not going to say here, oh, watoto ni. Even that one, I didn't even touch on it.
I think honestly, Mama Lau, what you did was you did provide the opportunity. And to be honest with you, Mimi, as a parent, I did not see, like, okay, Biggie came here back in December, and now we are in April. If I had that chance that sijaona mtoto wangu for that many months, hata kama nimetoka hosi, I would want, the first thing I would want to see.
First priority.
I don't care ati kama ninasikia how, unless napelekwa na wheelchair, that to a point where I'm like, I don't want them to see me like this because I'm so weak, where I don't want them to have this memory like that. I would want to see them. Mostly the young ones, we miss so much with these little babies because they grow so much. Uyo mtoto when Biggie left.
Aluach ameenda wapi? Aluach!
When he left Nasai, it's like night and day. It's so different because every day they're learning different things, they're growing and everything, and you want them to, like, you want those memories. Hautaki kusema ati niko na watoto watano hata sijui wanakaa aje, ama sijui sijawaona, sijui. I've never been to a basketball game, I've never been to a soccer game, I've never fed them, I've never seen them the first to walk or anything. Like, you want those memories because that's the little things is what brings the memories. So it's so sad that Biggie priorities, and I think this is his priorities are very off. Priorities zake ni wakae hapa na akina Kuki wacharazane, alafu ashinda akisema tap 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 charazaneni. Like, for real, bro. Like, seriously.
Kuja asema nyash, it's time for nyash.
Like, that's not priority.
Wekeni nyash zenu hapo.
At the end of the day, this app is gonna be gone. This app is gonna be, mulianzana wapi? Facebook, mukakuja Instagram, mukakuja TikTok. Soon is gonna be a different app. Tutakuwa tunasema unakumbuka akina Mama Lau na akina Steve Nice uko TikTok. It's gonna be gone. This is not. I think he thinks this is reality. This is fake. We live it right now. I'm living in reality. Mimi sitting here in my kitchen is reality, and that's what Biggie you need to do. I am telling you the truth. You need to start living in reality. Close your phone. You know one thing Joy told me. I'm sorry, Joy, to say this. Joy told me this. I don't even think Biggie knows my last name.
Chekesha.
He does not.
Umesema Biggie ya Gigi na ya Joy. Oh my God.
Because his life is TikTok. Everything from day to night. TikTok. I'm so sorry, Joy, to put you on this blast. Aliniambia they have no conversation if it does not involve TikTok. If it doesn't involve TikTok, wanaweza nyamaziana hivi. Hakuna story ya kuongea. Unless to, hey, uliona Pera? Alichapwa na Universe 90. Hey, sijui.
Nimesikia mahali
sorry to say,
nimesikia mahali Steve. Bwana nikupatie udaku Steve. Weka masikio hapa. Sikiza. Ujue Big Daddy alienda kugift huyo Pela. alienda kugive huko kwa sababu I think alikuwa anafikiria watamuona.
Anzi, are you still in Washington ama you went back?
Bado niko.
Bado, si utulie, kaa huku. The healthcare is really good here. You'll be do good.
Anyway, mimi nilipanda tu juu ku clarify hizo stuff mbili, wacha nishuke chini.
Mama Lao, mimi sina issue na wewe. I hope you know that.
At the end of the day, bad opinions, kila mtu atakuwa na opinion yake, kila mtu atakuwa na judgment. I cannot control whatever you want to say and how you feel and how.
No. We definitely don't want you to control what we say or how we feel.
I'm just saying hapo chini kwa comment section.
Ndio nasema in general, wacha nikuambie Mama Lao. The truth is, the choices you make in your life, you're responsible for them. Us, we are just opinion makers. We can only give you advice. We can only make opinions on TikTok. At the end of the day, you are responsible for whatever decisions you make in your life, and they will also affect your children. The choice is yours. Unaelewa? Mimi mwenyewe, I have said it time and number, and I'm not gonna hide it from you. I know how mtu mwenye ako abusive ana operate, and I can clearly see all of you mko in that cycle. And it's gonna take work. It's gonna take work from you. It's gonna take work from you valuing yourself, prioritizing yourself, and wanting the best for your children.
The problem is that, and that's what I always say, people are cherry pickers, and I've realized even you, Diana, you are very a cherry picker.
I'm not a cherry picker. I'm very clear about narcissism. Yeah, and I'm also, let me just tell you something.
Don't listen.
What I disagree with you is the fact that you like to throw the word about he's still the father of my kids. That's an excuse.
And that's not an excuse. That's a fact.
It's an excuse because a person, listen,
father of the kids.
The fact that somebody gave birth with you. Wacha nikwambie, there is no pride. There is no pride.
Diana, can you give me 1 minute, please? I don't want to talk over you, please, Mama. You know, under American law, Diana Ross, you cannot now unaanza kujibishana na baba watoto unakuwa controlling. Ama unajibishana na mama watoto unaanza kukua controlling because uko na watoto. You know very well if you pull that card, hata kama baba watoto ako anangoja watoto ama mama ako anangoja watoto wake, watachukua watoto wapatiwe mwenye unasema ako irresponsible just because you are trying to be controlling na watoto. And you know that maybe hujawahi kuwa kwa family court, maybe hujawahi kuwa kwa hizi nini, kwa hizi custody whatever, so you will not understand. But somebody that has ever been in my shoe will know if a mother requests to see the kids, if you have those kids, you have to arrange with them how they're gonna see the kids. Now, if they fail, that's up to them. At least when they requested, you honored that request. You know that very well.
Okay.
And in America, you cannot now start saying, watoto ni wangu, huyu ni responsible, siwezi nikafanya anything. America will either take those kids to their system or give that parent that you are terming as irresponsible.
Okay, can I say something? You've said what you said. I believe we are in the same country. What I will say is this. A man can only be judged to be responsible by his history. It's not about him getting you pregnant. It's about the history of being in the lives of the children.
Yes.
That is how the law works. The law does not have respect for deadbeats. The law,
and that history is what you
let me finish because you also finished. Let me explain what you're trying to say.
Finish.
Yeah. The law is about the welfare of children, the well-being of children. And the well-being of children is checked when a man or a woman is present in the lives of the children. That is how the law works. The law can never take away children from you, Mama Lao, because you refuse to take the children to see Big Daddy in hospital. There is no fucking law that works like that. The law will pay attention to the history of your union, your marriage, the behavior of both parties, and the presence of both adults in the lives of the children, financially, emotionally, and physically. That is what the law states. And in fact, in case you didn't know, the law allows you, as a parent that has been in the lives of the children, to protect your children from a man that has not been there in the life of the children. That is the law, in case you are not aware.
I'm very aware.
Mimi nakwambia tu kweli, because listen, I know that you're trying so hard to push this agenda of what he says matters. I will tell you, and
No, I'm not
again.
put, and you mentioned very well.
Listen. Let me just finish. I'm about to finish. Let me
mute so that then I'm going.
Yes. Let me finish. When we are talking about the responsibility of parents to children, when you go to court, you are deemed a father, not because you have gotten a woman pregnant. No, it goes way beyond that. It is about responsibility. Fatherhood and fathering, there are two different things. Fatherhood is the language that is used in courts. You are a father, and fatherhood is described in courtrooms when you are there in the lives of your children. That is how it works. So I think at this point, and I know you might not even see it, I think this man, because of the way he has been with you people, the way that he has been manipulative and he's narcissistic, and he's a very good tongue twister and a blackmailer, he uses the children also against you to whip up emotions so that you feel like, oh my God, this is the father of the kids. The father is sick. Let me also make sure I can, at least ako mgonjwa ako chini, wacha nimpelekee watoto. No. You've got to really start thinking outside of that box and start thinking differently, because children require a father that is constantly in their life, not a father that selectively picks on situations that favor him to claim he wants to be in the lives of the child.
Diana, I think Mimi, the only one thing I can say is like, Angie, Mama Loud, what the opportunity you've given, I think you did good. I'm gonna say that. You gave him every opportunity. Like even wewe ungesema hata kama alikuwa mgonjwa useme I'm not gonna even come to Washington. I'm not gonna even come there. But you did actually come here. And you gave him the opportunity to see mostly the young kids, the little one who is months. You did that. I think that was that was good. That was I can give you like 100% on that. Ulimpatia the opportunity. And you should not feel guilty if you cannot force somebody to do something they don't want to. He will do it if he want to, and he will not do it if he doesn't want to. And of course, now you know if he want to do it or he doesn't want to do it. Of course, kama angekuwa nataka, bado uko hapa Washington. We are coming on, right now we are Saturday. Na bado, nimekuuliza, you said you're still here. As far as I know, kama angekuwa ameona watoto, angekuwa hapa, tumewaona live. But he's been live the last 4 days. I think you cannot force somebody to be something. And Big Daddy nitaku correct. And I'm gonna tell you this. And you said this, ulinichamba ukaniambia. Ati wachana huyu Steve anajifanya. Ati I'm a father of 5. Quantity doesn't make you a father. Just because you are a father of 5 doesn't make you a father. A dad is a name. But if there is more than just being called a father. There is more that comes with that father responsibilities. Awezi niambia ati Steve, ati mtoto wangu ako 18, wewe mtoto wako ako 7. Yes, I have one that I love to death. And I would leave my deathbed to go kumuona, or leave the hospital bed on my way to kwenda kumuona, because it's my priority. Then let me tell you an example. I left Kenya when I came here. I came here last week on Thursday. I landed SeaTac, I took my car and I went and I got my kid the same day I landed. Nilikuwa na jet lag, but we went to the park, we came and we slept early that day because I was tired. But I went and got him. Just because you have 5 kids doesn't make you like you are a responsible father. Usikuje, it's not about how many kids you have. It's the ones you have. How good can you take care of them? And these kids, they are innocent kids. You have to do the best for them. They are innocent. They have nothing. They are so innocent. The only thing you can do for them is just be there for them. Wacha nimekwambia hii TikTok is just an app. Itaisha. Social media one day, you're not gonna be, in 10 years, Big Daddy, nobody's gonna know you on social media. Nobody who's hata kuna julikana, I swear to God. Even in 5 years, nobody's gonna know you. Even me. But there's one person who's gonna always be like, Dad, Daddy, Nidibhae, Mommy. You are that one person. And you're gonna, me, my son, I sit here and him, and we talk about, hey, Dad, do you remember when we went to we did this and we did that? That's memories. That's the thing you need. Biggie, wachana na hii social media itakuwa. It's useless. Our mama, na nimewambia na nitasema sorry to say this. Wacheni kumudanganya uyu muzee. Bro, you are grown ass man. Me, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You are a grown ass man. You are a grown ass man acting like a child. I can swear to God, your kids are more mature than you are. Grow the fuck up. Be responsible. Be a dad. Be there. Don't talk about here. You've been in Washington since December, January, February, March, April. Na umefanya for 4 months. You've only worked for 20 days.
Can I say my parting shot nishuke ndo uendelee kumchamba kama niko hapo chini na kutapia screen to 200 tafadhali.
Yeah.
Steve Nice, watoto wa Big Daddy wako kwa TikTok, he's responsible for the women that sit on his platform. Usiseme ana watoto.
Oh.
Big Daddy is the father of TikTokers on his guest. Hauoni vile anapenda hao watoto wake? Akina Cookie Evans, akina Roach. Wakiwa hapo juu. He's the father of those children. Those are his children.
Okay? It's called prioritizing on the wrong.
Those are his children. Hao ndio watoto wake. Anawalea properly hapo kwa guest.
Yeah. Yep.
So let me just say this and then Nishuke. I've listened to you guys. Thank you so much for all your insights. At the end of the day, you might think you know it all, but then ukifika, they always say ukifika kokote ndo unajuanga kumbe you didn't even know it all. But I'm gonna say this. As for me, I'm gonna work by what it goes by the book. Watu wenye wanataka kusema chenye wanataka kusema, I don't give a hoot about that, because at the end of the day, you know, I'm gonna do what works for me, how it works for me. So watu wakisema sijui nini responsible, sijui nini, I just don't want to go into much details hapa hivi. I can go much details, you know, na msee kando kama venye tunaendanga into details na Diana Ross, but hapa TikTok says enda into much details. So the thing is, always work by the book. When you have some with kids, with anybody, especially when it's pertaining kids, always work with the book. You cannot just be like ukwe kifua ufanye venye unataka. Utajipata umejipata kwa shida zingine zenye utaki. Always just go by the book. So as for me, I'm gonna do what I know and let people who think they know more than what I know do what they know.
Niko na swali before ushuke. Just a general question, not even about you. Unaweza taka watoto wako wakuwe around mtu mwenye anaonesha ana jack off na wanawake online? Na kuna video.
And what I'm gonna say, Diana Ross, one thing.
Just a question too. It's not about. Don't say it like a personal.
You even as you know, I'm not no. I'm not going to say natetea Big Daddy, but at the end of the day, unaona mimi kitaka disrespect Big Daddy, I'll do it on my own platform when I want to. Let's just be very factual right there.
Okay.
I can
So
do
you're
it
not
on
going
my
to
own
answer me?
wall. I
How
can
can
do
you
it on my
answer?
own wall when I want to. But then at the end of the day, Diana Ross, you know very well. You know, me and you know very well, Diana Ross. As much as unataka kuseme oh sijui nini, we cannot know it all, and we cannot be cherry pickers and selective listeners. Nikitaka kudisrespect baba watoto wangu, nitaifanya kwa wall yangu.
Lakini yake mama lao hata hujajibu swali yangu.
Na mimi
Lakini hapo
nakwambia,
Diana hapana hapo.
Hajajibu. Si aseme tu
Diana
kama
Ross.
hatajibu.
Diana Ross,
Hapana,
nikuuliza hiyo
wewe,
question.
wacha maswali
Wewe
kama
unaniuliza hiyo
hizo.
question na mimi naweza nikakuuliza.
No.
Wewe pia uko na watoto
Unaweza-
Diana Ross. And
Usiulize
you always
swali
talk
kama
stuff.
hiyo. No,
Wewe,
no.
don't go there with me.
That's
please.
don't go there. No.
Don't put my kids in that
Yeah,
situation. That is not good
okay.
kabisa.
His behaviors
It's not
has
good.
nothing to do with his kids.
Kabisa. Ni kama
I
tu wewe
am
Diana Ross
swali yangu.
unatusiana hapo na
You've
watoto
not
wako kwa
understood
hapo.
my
Do you ever
question.
feel how your kids feel like?
Hapana,
Do you ever feel
hapo,
like?
that's-
Do you ever Diana Ross unafanyanga vitu
Wait,
zako
kuna
zenye ziko
moderator
control na uko na
ananimute
watoto?
hapa. Kuna moderator wako ananimute. Hey.
No, don't go there.
No, let me tell you.
At the
Don't
end of the
try.
day, as I said, akuwe ni kilema, akuwe akona special needs, akuwe akona makosa zake, akuwe akona tabia
Yeah.
zake, ni baba watoto at
Yes,
the end of the
exactly.
day.
Yeah.
Diana Ross, and you know that. I'm not ever gonna change that. Hata wewe unaongeanga vitu zako zenye ziko so bad mbele ya watoto wako Diana. Have I ever ask you, Diana Ross, how does your kids feel when you talk like that in front of them?
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't
Yeah.
pull that card.
Which kids?
Diana Ross, don't you have kids?
I don't.
Even grown, at least wangu bado ni wadogo, but
I
wako
don't
ni
have
grown.
kids.
They listen, they are on TikTok.
You're gonna
They
miss.
see how
Let
you
me tell you,
address,
you have
how
not-
you talk.
You've not understood what the question.
No, don't pull that kid, we are mothers.
You
bana.
have not understood my question.
Umesema aje? Let me mute one minute,
Haujajibu
Diana Ross,
swali
because mimi
yangu.
I'm very bold.
Haujajibu
Mute.
swali yangu. You are trying to turn out that twist the thing and you are not answering my question. Mimi, that will not work with me. That manipulative tactic cannot work with me. I've asked
Anyway,
you a very simple
I'm done.
question.
And ndo nimekuambia the way
Unaona?
unaona false
Haujajibu swali
pia
yangu,
kwako next.
unakuja kuleta vitu zenye hazi make sense. You have not answered my question. You haven't. Na sijakuuliza kwa ubaya, you are trying to whip up emotions here ati ninataja watu.
Okay,
No,
okay,
you don't
Diana.
ask
Hapana.
a question, and if you are
Hapana.
putting kids in it,
No,
you do
no,
not
no, no,
ask
no, no, no,
such
no, no,
questions
no.
that you are putting
No,
innocent
you
kids in
did
it.
not listen. If you did not understand my question, ungeniambia
I've
Diana,
understood your question.
sijaelewa swali yako, na ama ungeniambia Diana, I'm not answering your question. But don't try and manipulate me by saying ati Diana, hata wewe unaongea vitu zingine na mtoto wako. That doesn't work with me. That doesn't work with me.
Wewe umeuliza swali lingine.
Let me
That
answer your question.
doesn't
Let me
work.
ask you a question one more time,
How
Diana.
do I
That
feel?
doesn't work with me, my dear.
No.
Hiyo haiwork na mimi.
Diana, as I what you ask, the question you asked was, did you ask how do you feel about
We
mtoto
listen and
wako.
rejudge.
Hebu rudia.
Wacha nijibu comment section mtu moja. We listen and rejudge anauliza Diana, do you think your kids are proud of you bullying? Yes. My kids wananiambia mtu yoyote mwenye amekukujia ama nimenikujia sisi kama sisi watoto, charaza mama, kanyaga. If you come to my live, you'll find my daughters there wakisema charaza. Yes, my kids are okay with me bullying to the ground anyone who bullies me or touches them. You have your answer? Can I answer another
I'm
one?
gonna say this and then go, cause
Uko na ingine?
we're gonna drag
watoto
stuff na
wangu
mimi
wako
sitaki
very okay
kudrag.
with me na mtu akuletea ujinga. Mtu akiniletea ujinga wananiambia kanyaga shingo mpaka chini.
Mimi
Yes.
kwa baba watoto wangu ni kinyongi,
Unaona?
akuwe ni muuaji, akuwe ni kilema, akuwe ni bubu, ata remain kukuwa baba watoto
He's still the
because
father.
at the end of the day hao watoto
So
wata
Steve,
grow
you are
up,
going as you are asking
watatukaisha
something.
chini. Mimi I'm not even answering you because I already answered you. That should have given me. I don't have to say yes or no. My sender should
Steve
give
was
me a
asking
feedback.
me something. Ndio nilikuwa nimejibu comment section.
No, I wanted you to ask the same question you just asked, because maybe we.
And I'm gonna ask you the question, Steve.
Okay.
I'm not asking Mama Lao.
Sawa.
Now I'm going to ask you, Steve. Now, Steve, would your son would you like your son to be exposed to let's say now wewe ni man, si ndio? Wewe ni father. Sasa now tutaongelelea bibi, maybe the mother or the wife if you are married.
Okay, let me go. Thanks for bringing me up.
Would you like your son? Would you like your son to be around a mother mwenye anajiexpose kwa wanaume online without their permission? Let's say for example, huyu mwenye alikutumia nudes, bibi yako angekuwa anatumia wanaume nudes hivyo, na anakuwa accused of things like, because you know what that means here in America, right? It's indecent. It's called indecent exposure. Would you like your kids to be around a person that is capable?
I would. I don't think that's a good behavior, but I would not disown them as my kid's mom. Kama that's my kid's mom. Yes, I would have limitations where, okay, yeah, I don't tolerate that behavior, but you are still the mother of my kids. I would still, hopefully one day they can change and be better, because I want them to know they have a mom. They still have that mom figure in their life. Hata kama, because there are people who are sitting in jail right now who have killed people, but they are fathers of kids or their mothers. And maybe one day they'll change. There are people who don't even get to see their parents for years and years, but one day maybe they'll have that opportunity, what a change, and they'll want to be in their kids' life. Unaona? So mimi, I would hope, like, yes, I might be like limited, like limitations to what they can do. Like, hey, no, if you're doing this shit, we are not gonna tolerate that. Or I might have to be supervision. Like, I might supervise you to see the kids and whatnot, but I do want them to have
This is a yes or no question. Just answer yes or no. It's a yes or no question. That's all.
Yes. In a way.
So you would be okay with your children being around a person that is a sexual pervert?
Hey, Dana, that can be so many things. Yeah.
No. I want you to answer me, because I'm going to ask you another question.
As a pervert, no, like, okay. I wouldn't. Like, as a like that message when I read like a predator where they're like a sex offender, then that's where we draw the line, because the safety of my child would come first. Good.
Now, so that's a no for you, right?
Yeah.
So why are you now? Let's go back to the messages that Minwoy sent you. Do you find those messages offensive?
The pictures, they are very offensive to me.
They are very offensive to you. Yeah. So according to you, what she sent you was very, very offensive, and they actually, you find them, they actually are criminal. They're criminally liable. What she did.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, but would you apply the same analogy to the mother of your child if she did the same thing?
If she was sending it to like some other people?
Yeah. Another man?
Well, yeah, if she was sending it to anatumia watu wengine, and I came to find out that's what she does online, then yes, I would not want them to be involved with the kids. But it does not still take the mother, like, hata nisema nini? That's a tough subject, because you still want your kids to have that mom. Maybe that's something they're struggling in and they're working on. Or it's something they're convicted of. Then that's like, okay.
So Steve, let me tell you something. If you don't have a problem with a person that you're close to, let's say a mother of your child, sending their nudes or digital violence to other people, then you have no business being uncomfortable with what Minwoy did to you. It's the same level played. I'm telling you the truth, because you cannot have a double standards when that now, because it's Minwoy, you are offended, but then when it's somebody else that you're close to, perhaps the mother of your child, so then now you
Okay, let me say this that way. So to me, I'm gonna say to me, it was offensive to me, and I would not want my kids to see anything like that, on my phone. Like, I mean, to me, but I'm not gonna talk on other people. To me, I would 100% not allow that, but I cannot talk on behalf of other people. But kama ni mimi niwe at ni my kid's mom doing stuff like that, 100% I would not be okay with it, and I would not want them to be anywhere close to our kid, our child. No. But other people are different. So hiyo ya Biggie na Mama Lao, that's their own. I don't want to answer on their own part. They can do whatever they want. To me, yes.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, these are individual decisions, We all view things differently, but what I'll tell you, and I'm going to just say this, you know what? Sometimes when you sit on a platform and have discussions with people, you get to know a lot of things, especially this issue of digital sexual violence. Dear TikTok, I'm talking about, revenge porn and sexual assault online.